What's up, and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today I will be reviewing Countdown, which was a 2019 horror film written and directed by Justin Deck, who wasn't known by anything much before this film, and it stars Elizabeth Lail from the first season of You, Jordan Calloway, and Talitha Eliana Bateman. And as a general rule, it's a movie that nobody really cares that much about. I've seen a lot of hate spewed about it, and honestly, this is kind of a guilty pleasure type of film for me because I really enjoyed the concept. But it really comes down to if a concept is good enough to hold up a movie, or does it really make most audiences want to absquatulate? Let's get cracking. This review is brought to you by the word of the day, absquatulate. To flee or to take off with somebody or something. Countdown is a horror film about an app that informs the user when they will die, and they have the choice of either accepting death naturally or try to escape it and suffer something much worse. They must all try to find another way to fool death and this curse placed upon their lives, both for their own sakes and for everybody else who downloaded the app. Alright, so as I already said, I like the concept of this film, an app that tells you when you're going to die. It's pretty good marketing because you get a number of copycat apps on the App or Play Store that do literally the same exact thing right now. Way back when the internet was just starting up, there was this website I think called Death Clock, which did the exact same thing. And this film is essentially just taking that idea and making it a reality, which I'm not totally against, as long as it's creative. You see, people will say this movie is copying off of other horror films like The Ring for the countdown to death, and maybe the Final Destination films for the characters trying to escape death, as well as the red herrings strewn throughout the film. And you know, I like both The Ring and Final Destination. Once again, they are both kind of guilty pleasures, especially Final Destination, but what Final Destination has that this doesn't is originality. Death came for them in different ways. The death in this film mostly came for these characters in one way, which kind of dilutes the effectiveness of the red herrings. In Final Destination, those red herrings could all potentially be a way the characters could die. So there's always this level of unknown stuff there. In Countdown, these characters sometimes have visions of things that pop up and scare them for no apparent reason. They're not gonna die until that last second ticks away, so those visions, they don't really amount to much. They're there for the jump scares. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about jump scares for a minute, because I think Countdown utilized some smart methods of jump scares for what it was. I would say that 75% of the jump scares were cheap and predictable, but there were some that I think actually worked for me because they weren't approached like they normally would be approached. They still don't make a ton of logical sense when it comes down to the concept of the film, but for what it is, it helped the atmosphere of the film feel effectively creepy, which helps boost the end score. So no, I don't think the film is trash. There's actually parts in this film that I love, and I consider to fit very well into that guilty pleasure zone. Heck, there's even some characters in this movie that I think are hilarious, and I wish they expanded on them more, like the guy at the phone store and the nerdy priest specifically. They were great. If they make a million horror sequels off this film, please bring those characters back because they were easily the best parts of the film. The main characters were cold, empty shells of characters that were basically just there for the audience to put themselves in their shoes. You know, one male, one female, but you really couldn't care much about them or what they were personally going through, which isn't much other than the fact that they are fearing what's going to happen to them with the app. And that's just the thing. You have this demon roaming around, but the bigger villain seems to just be the app, which is just supposed to be the demon's tool. The demon feels like this random thing that the app sends out, and I know that's not the case, but it feels like it because the app is focused on more. So it feels like the app is the bad guy, not whatever it was that created it, which, by the way, I love how demons apparently know how to code an app and put it on an app store, which is awesome. Clearly, this film isn't perfect, and it's really not for everybody. I get it. I understand where people have their gripes with it, even if I found parts of it to be entertaining. I rated Countdown 67%, 67 out of 100 possible stars, granting it the letter grade of D. So it's still a rather low rating, but not as low as it could have been. Take that as you will. I'm interested to hear what you guys thought of it. Is it a film that is unjustifiably getting pooped on, or do you actually consider it to be complete trash? Let me know below. As for YouTube, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button if you like this review and would like to see some more like it. Hit the thumbs up button because that always helps out my channel. And don't forget about the little bell icon because that helps notify you when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out!